Okay, that was a failure this morning, so let's start over. Good thing it wasn't so far in. Let's let it start all over. I don't mind. They're not going to defeat the purpose. You can check it out on YouTube. Facebook denies us. Remember, we are one, we are strong. This means nothing. Setbacks are what we're used to, correct? Always remember to support your smalls. I am Michael Anthony. This is 10 o'clock talks. This is the segment we now call Waking Up with Mike and You. And yes, things sometimes change. Got to stay focused in the world. Give it our best. Give it our best. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. They're saying they're having problems allowing people to view my video. So I'm going to do an upload. I'm sorry. You're going to get it a different way. That's just the fact how it is. So let's start over. Battle of the opinions, facts, race, education, power, tax, food, corporates, thought, speech, vaccine, child endangerments, fuels, jobs, unemployment. Yes, we all are still there. We are. It's crazy. Pandemics, gas shortages, CDC, new car shortages, and 500% increases go up in the rental companies. And when you go to rent a car, 500% expect to pay more. Crypto investors. Yeah, just an opinion I have. Remember the three. It was from a movie. It's getting around again. And basically, where that is from what I understand, it's just in support to all the ones whose voices cannot be heard. I want to send out a special hello to Wendy. I want to tell her, I feel so bad for you. The voice of Pittsburgh, the strength. One of our warriors or key elements of what we had here going on, again, shut down. And, they try to practice that on me too. So basically, if they're going to do that in the format on the lives, then I'm going to have to go and I'm just going to do uploads. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry if there's an issue bigger than what I can control. But, hey, that's okay. I thought I'd throw the narrative off a little bit, too. I thought waking up might throw them off, with this morning segment. Everybody got your coffee ready, man? You're going to need it. I got an eyeful. I really do. And we're going to talk about the arrow. I'm going to try to refrain from certain words even more so because it might be a longevity thing. They could just X me. But of course, I still have another platform, and I would hope that you would join me, follow, share. You'll know what's going on anytime I hit the air. If you go into YouTube, and we'll try to keep that step ahead. We also have MeWe. We also have Rumble. So we have other objectives. We can move into different formats because we're already in them. We just don't do the lives there. It gives us a chance to let them try to, pursue us, play catch up and so forth. And that's part of what I've explained to you about the Zephyr program and the Pogo program, the gatekeepers, the ones who attack at your free speech and more. And that is the truth of the matter. And that's exactly where we are in America. Foods and lies. Check what you're eating. Check what you are eating. Check what's in these foods. Meat prices going up, not just gas shortages. And remember one thing, part of an idea from these people, such as this new attack on the so-called fuel industry, they knew you were going to play 50% of the part. They knew if they were to do this, you would run to the filling stations, buy them out, and mass hysteria. And part of that is our fault because I've mentioned it for months now. Get prepared. Do what I'm telling you. I begged people to, but my voice is only so big. And I know some have listened. Maybe some are saying now, wow, Mike did say that. I'm sorry. I narrate through these things. I try to make good judgment calls for you. It gives me confidence, though, when I come out right. And that's the bottom line. Who's talking about me? Me. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to do it like this today. I think I forgot what day it was, actually. I know it's Wednesday. It's sunny. Pittsburgh. Hello, America. America. The strong, the beautiful. All of my warriors at the 10. Thank you for following, really. Thank you for following. So, yeah, we're gonna touch base on quite a few things here. Try to go as fast as I can for you. There's a lot there. There really is. Theories and facts, and I'll try to lay some of those out on where we are. And we have important fights in everything. Money, to kill and turn around the school directions. You know, these are our fights that we have to stay in. Is that a theory? No, it's a narrative, and we do need to fight it. So there really has to be a separation there of values. Remember, right now, more important, now it's happened, you're going to have to, because we don't know who. We don't know who they're going to say the essentials are worthy of the gas. We don't know who's not going to be able to go to work now, because some people do work long distance. I have many people that I've met in my life that travel an hour to get to work. How's that supposed to work for them? You know? So that's, to me, it's just more harm than good. And if it happens for long, no matter how long this plan would carry out, every time they shut down America in some way, and it looks like they're looking to do it in the Northeast here more than anything, but we lose small businesses. We're probably very close at 27% right now to 30% of businesses shutting down on the smalls. And they're not finished. It's not done. Who the hell will be the essentials allowed to get fuel? I remember the lineups back in the 70s. Gas shortage. Was there a gas shortage, really? And is there even one now? I get that this is a plant, and this plant makes fuels, different types of fuels. I get that. But that doesn't matter to me. You know, when you tell us there's shortages, there's not shortages. The United States is in a position where we do lack and have some failure in our system. Again, I don't believe it was from an outside source. I believe it was totally on the narrative of what we're fighting against, without a doubt. I could be much more vocal about that, but I'm not going to go there. I don't think it's worth it to me, and I don't think it's worth it to your time that I do. That's protection, trying to do what I can to keep this strong here for you, so we have something to turn to. And remember, you can always get me on Messenger. I can always forward you everything. 10o'clocktalks@gmail.com. I am out there. I'm a survivor. We will figure this out. I can do private uploads to everybody. Support can still come. I promise I'm going to have some really good, confident people, educated, coming in to talk with me and talk with you. And it'll be enlightening. Everything from UFOs as well. Don't blow me off here. No, don't blow me off, because I can remember when that was suppressed. It's no longer suppressed. And I'll talk to you a little bit more on that as well, because I have some direct insider information that's come out, okay? And that is the truth, and it's already been coming out. And Alaska, if they don't have their issues with these lights, or whatever some of these things are. But the point I'm bringing up here, more important than talking about this and speculation or conspiracy theorists, that's not where this is going. It's how they have suppressed everything. And we want to know about that. Many people have interest, no matter what a lot of people say. History and religion. Many people have interest and have a lot to say. Archaeology. Same thing. Mars. What's up there? We know we got faces, we got birds, we got eagles, we got pyramids. Did you know we have a black pyramid? Consider what they call the black pyramid. It is like an element buried under the ground of a pyramid that was buried over and now all fenced in. And it supports some type of power hub, like it's a self-generating substance. They don't talk much about it, but it has leaked out several years back. And now it's becoming more of, hey, what is this? Why is it there? And you may not know this, to get staying on that just for one extra moment here. Do you realize, does anybody realize how many pyramids are worldwide? They say they're no. These aren't the only ones. They're everywhere. Just like burial mounds are everywhere. The things they don't want us to know. But anyway, where does this all play key? It's all tied together. It's all knowledge that they wanted, they went after, they hid money, they took money out of the government. They controlled our government to get the money to keep these projects going in dark. So there you have that part. We're going to talk more on it, because these theories and everything put together is the narrative as to where we are. We all know that. I spoke of it, and I got more to say on it, but now's not the time and place. Just remember, quantum is in place, and this is where they killed me, with the new satellite system called the Starlink systems. And we know what that was about. We know what it's for, but we don't know the full intensity of why it's there. Are we fighting them or us? Is it something else? Is it paranormal? Or is it something else? I don't know. But these are topics we need to address. We need to figure it out. What do they know that we don't know? Is there more to this big picture? That's what I guess I'm saying truly. Everybody got that coffee? I know I got mine. I want to thank everybody who did try to join in the room. Respectively to all you guys. Thank you. April, Rockstar, Beth, I want to say hello to you again. Southwest bikers out there, big supporters, all the motorcycle clubs. I mean, you guys are the support. You are the Trumpsters, without a doubt. I mean, the first runners up to the base when Trump was coming to town, man, you guys rocked out on those hogs. You did. And I have a lot to say of goodness about you guys. Keep up the good work. Keep up the fight. The Patriots. The Christians can't go without never saying anything about them. They, again, are another support system to America. Churches, keep your doors open. The people will need you. We're just still in this where we are, and it's not a good place, and I'm sure the narrative has not kicked in yet. But there is a fight. I've explained that to you. There's something going on, and this is why they do what they do. So the closer we get to them, they start looking for everything that they can do not to be pushed out and to keep in power. Well, their power is getting cut. It is more and more. And we're starting to suppress their voice. The tides are changing. We suppress them when the voice comes out. And that's why they run to pick on us in a different manner. Remember the Hillary statement, we are the deplorables. Yeah. We were the deplorables that put a president in that made fact of change all through America for the good. All right, that said, I'm going to go a little bit further here. It looks like with all this going into place, just like a brief from yesterday, turning back in today, just for a moment, when all this is put in place, this is to protect a lot of things. And I explained yesterday, and I do truly believe this. When quantum goes into place, and what they're looking to do to keep America strong with assets backing up America is to basically kill the big dollar and not let them have any use of their money. So everything that they worked for all these years, everything that put them into power where they are, the powers of the be, the Bilderbergers, the More, the 13, the MJ12, the Project people, the Deep State, whatever, including Chief Justice who just got busted with like $800 billion in accounts. I'm still working on getting that out, and I got a little bit of a story to tell you on that. So, yeah, anyway, stay brave, stay smart, stay ahead of these people. Again, Wendy, I'm sorry for you, girl. I am. I supported you when you said you needed 25,000. I pushed you from here. I did the best I could. I hope you sit down with us and you talk to us, and we get more out. And remember, if you cannot be a voice on it, try doing the best you can with uploads. Do the best you can with uploads. Don't be afraid to upload. Get the word. Keep it strong. You're a rock star, girl. You're a warrior. Don't let them push you down. All right. So, a stimulus plan. Yeah, another one. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Won't be as big as the last one. And what will it mean in America? What will it mean for Americans? Probably not much. But we'll be fine. We are one. We are the light for all. We do not in any way condone darkness. It is not within us. It's not. And the sun will shine and the world will change. Guaranteed. It's going to change. It's going to change for the better. It's going to be new beginnings. Something good is going to come out of this in the way we want to see it. Better health cares, I'm not sure. You know where that stuff is. It's all about sometimes who you know and who's doing what. The strategies of gas, as I said, who's going to get this on the essentials. What I do like and what I am hearing that is very smart. Again, this man is a warrior. The governor of Florida now says, look, we're going to go this route. We're going to wake up the Biden administration again, and every state should follow this in the red. All right? True facts. $5,000 fine against any business who asks for proof of the Frankensteiner, the punch, the hit, the jab. Boom. You know what I'm talking about. That's fair politics. When Congress can't get it done, let the governors do it. Let the governors take control of their states and separate themselves and fight Washington. That is a good narrative of fight, and we have to support this system that is coming out more and more. That is a takeover of America. Get it? It's a takeover. That's why we're in a gas shortage, too, I'm sure. But no matter what they do, we're going to come out of it in a different way. And we're going to become self-independent again. And I got more to say on that as well. I really do. Again, Alaska's the hotspots of a lot of things, and I want to talk to you more about that, but I want to get to this key point here. A former intelligence secretary, Christopher Mellon, he shared much information, and he had a lot to say. You know, there's things out there. There's no joke about it. Witness, films viewed, unreasonable to us because we don't want to face the reality of what, how they're feeding it to us. So maybe I used the wrong term, the wrong word there, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think you get where I'm going with that. But when you have things like this and it comes out, that just tells you why there was suppression there. Like in Project Blue Book and Hynek in 1953, and the Robertson panel in 1953 said, cut this, the public doesn't need to know about it anymore. But I can assure you, when Christopher Mellon, former intelligence secretary, says to the world publicly, not so publicly, but publicly, okay? Someone was lucky enough to have him on as a guest. He spilled his guts on this. They're there. We know they're there. The point is, what are they? Are they interdimensional? Are they from somewhere else, up above? Are they demonic? And we're being told that there's a mix of what is there. And so, you have these things, and it all plays a party to things. So I wanted to get that out because it's big information. It's big. It really is. And it's what a lot of people have been waiting to hear for a long time. And when people come and can verify what you thought you knew and what you knew you saw and more, it deserves to be said to everybody, because everybody matters. Every life matters. Every color matters. Everything I say matters the way I try to give it to you. Mineral rights. They want your mineral rights as well. They have plans for taking over the lands and the mineral rights from you, creating more issues in your lives, creating higher taxes. It's just a fight. It is. Now you have another problem that's occurring, and parents are taking a lot of flack over this, and they really are. Kids are skipping virtual school. So you have a parent or two. Works both ways. Okay? With respect, it does. And the child has to stay home or whatever. They're old enough. They feel they're trustworthy. Well, they're skipping virtual school. Parents are getting warrants out for them now that their kids haven't been going to class. Whose fault is that? Well, we have a broken government. We have a broken school system. Now we have a broken sickness. We have something that was no more worse than a flu. And I'll get into numbers on that as well, where Fauci was called out with the highest forms of reference of who he is, what he thinks he is, and what he's done. Rand Paul laid into him, and that's the truth. But so parents are now getting served warrants that their children are not coming to school. How the hell do you control everything? You're a parent, you're going to work, you're trying to keep a roof over your head, you're going through bad times. There's not enough money in many ways for a lot of people. A lot of people still haven't gotten their unemployment and more. Some haven't even got stimuluses yet. So people do and suffer and are suffering. So, that's the basis of where we're at. So I hope there's some leniencies with these judges, but, it depends, I guess, on what side of the party they're at. But how do you handle that? All created by the government. All allowed by the government. No one's calling out China. No one's calling out the labs down in North Carolina where Fauci started all this bullshit, and that's what really happened. Turns it over to Wuhan because it was being questionable, and patents were involved about other methods of how they could have their hands dipped into whatever they cause as to give remedy of an empowerment of making billions of dollars with it. Oh, no, it never worked that way. Yes, it did work that way. After it went to Wuhan, they just changed the buck. They changed the buck to go to somebody else, and then somebody else gave it to them. That's how they handled it. They're as guilty as sin, and that's the bottom line. But I do feel bad for the parents. I do feel bad, and these are why we're suffering through these things, and they're going to keep pushing it. And remember, you're going to have gas lines. You're going to see things. I warned on many things, and I says, go out, get your things. Rent a garage, put gas in it, do whatever you got to do. But they should have started weeks ago. truthfully. And I ask people to, but I can only do what I do. And I think some may have listened. I think some may have. So we'll keep pushing. And then Frank goes live, and the dump's going to begin. That's going to be hard. That's going to say a lot. It really will say a lot. And I don't know how things are really going in Ohio. I was asked about Ohio, and I know there is a fight back on the covering of the face and so forth. And it should be by choice. But they're going to, I don't know how it's going. I know if it didn't already take place, my understanding is it is going to happen, or if it didn't already happen, but they just want you to proceed with caution. And people should have that choice. If I would walk past somebody and see 1,500 people without, and I see 5 people with, I'm not going to look at them and judge them. The same as I'm not going to look at all these other people with narratives right now, unless they're BLM or Antifa. Then I will look at them. I have a different view of that. I do. And it's not to the good. It's not to the good. All right, let me see. Where am I going here? Oh, yeah, I might as well tell you again in case you're just joining in. This is going to be an upload. It's going to be everywhere. I am Michael Anthony. This is 10 O'Clock Talks. We're now doing a morning segment called Waking Up with Michael and You, and sometimes a guest. And it might be, hey, Michael and Wendy. You never know. It could be Mike and Dave. Sometimes me and Dave get along. Sometimes me and Jack Alexander from Jack Alexander Show talk, and we're putting a little format together for everybody too. So, plus I have one where I'm doing a group thing now, and that'll be getting uploaded to YouTube. Just wanted to get that out to you. All right, this is kind of important. Ken Abbott. Don and Arrow, okay? Arrow. You know where Arrow is, and there's an audit. All right. So some explanations came from him that I think are really important. This was sent up from Merle down in Texas. Thank you, Merle Francis. You're a rock star. All right. So let's just say that you have the way it was explained. Let's just say you have 1,000 people who were eligible and could vote. All right. Only 808 went. All right. So you know that statistic of it. This is a comparable. Okay. The vote, actually, the platform is really, really a lot higher than that. But this is at 1.9 million, to be honest. All right, ish, higher or lower to some degree. Only 808 went. Only 800 votes were counted. Interesting. All right, so right there you have question. Senates received, some signed, some unsigned, some unfolded, and then you have the uns. It's all the uns, unpredictables, the things that don't make sense. Those are the uns as he discussed it. Now, if the way it looks, as the way the final numbers were in one of the counties, let's just say it was 401 to 399. Well, that brings in question then. It's such a tightness of race, anybody would call that. And that's what people have done through the years. When something's that tight, they call it. They want to make sure. And the opponent has that right to do it if he's the one of lesser vote. So where we are right now is in these issues of just that. And there are many issues of that. And we know about the deads and all these other things. So that's where their hands are. And it was close as to how one of the counties showed. We know throughout the whole state, they were talking 1.9 had to be looked at. Problems overall, though, and a lot were allowed to go through that were unsigned. So they were open. Also, they were finding, if I'm not mistaken, the possibility that some of these were Xerox, not actually ink dotted in with a pen or pencil, whether the requirements are, wherever your states are. I guess could be anything possible there by requirement. But they're also checking the authenticity of the paper ballots, okay, because there's a lot of question there. So that's the issues that are truly being said. Whatever you hear, whatever numbers are coming out at you, they are not real. Bottom line, because this is a no disclosure thing. It's in our favor. It's being done. It's being handled, but it's going to be handled by the court. So nobody can make a comment to it. Anything you post or you think you see posted, and I've even made this mistake. I thought I got some credible information, and now I know it wasn't so credible, and I apologize to you. But in the beginning, there were some things said, and that was the issue of part. That was one of the arguments of fight. So the whole agreement had to be no one could talk about this as long as it went through. So whatever you heard was all premature. There was no real confidence to the statements or the posts that were being shared around. That, they just didn't add up yet. There was false narratives in ways, people trying to push, keeping false hope in America. So what I'm telling you is really how it works. So if they go through all these uns, the Xerox, the possibility, which means that they got shipped in, et cetera, the fines, again, they're just not going to be disclosed. So when you have something that's that close, like in one county as an example, and that's kind of the overall picture of what we're looking at. But there's a lot of unanswered questions here that make a lot of sense. Not just other information that we do know of on all the feeds of the tamperments of what had occurred. So there you have positive information, and that came from the head guy, Ken Bennett. I swear it's a fact. It's a fact. Doesn't mean we're not. There's other states getting involved, Michigan, Georgia. They're pushing the same narratives. They're trying to get this ahead, do all the recons, etc. All right. Do you remember the simple, very cheap cures? Ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, anyway, blah, 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 slip of the tongue, whatever. But you know them. They went to court, and they're like, hey, we got this. We can handle this. We have patients. And they're 100 years old, dying on their deathbed. They took the medication. Miraculous change of events. All the way around. Whoever got it. As I have told people, this has been something that's been out there, went into being suppressed, but now we know that we also have another backup that will work, and they won in court. The favor went to them. They can no longer be touched, demeaned, suppressed, and every bit of their medications are fantastic and approved, so they can prescribe them. And that's going to say a lot in a big turnaround. And they have words on the other side to say about this, but in different narratives. And that's where Rand Paul came in and ripped Fauci apart. He really did. He ripped them apart on it, but he didn't bring up these other medications. It was really about the narrative of where he's been over all these years and how he's fed money into these special programs. And why the hell are they even making this stuff? That's my question. It was probably kind of his too, but that's mine. Why the hell are we allowing things like this to be even manufactured? What's the purpose of it? Disaster? And then we do nothing to China on it at all? Okay, maybe we don't want war. Maybe we can kick the dirt aside and say we can move forward from this. But again, never rights. There's no good rights here. They're all wrongs. There's no good rights. There just isn't. So that's what we deal with, and that's where we're at. But we got medications coming forth that, to me, we know how to, take our vitamin D and zinc, eat healthier. We're not dumb. We're already trying to do it. A lot of us, we're not the weak. We're not the weak ones. We're the strong ones in America. We're following this. We're staying awake and aware. So the CDC now wants your kids. They do. That'll give them their number. I don't get what it is about this number. It doesn't even make sense to the herd. And now they're saying that 3/4 of the population all got their shots. And here, as I said yesterday, I went into places and they're telling me no one's coming in for them. So there you have that. Now, I'm only in one place. Doesn't mean that other places aren't freaking out and running in. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I really am, and I don't think the numbers the media pushed out today were true by any means. It doesn't make sense to what I do know by any means. It just doesn't make sense. But they want your kids, and I'm going to say to parents, use common sense here. Protect your children. They should not be a test unit for the government by any means, because this is a bigger plan, and we're still exposing a lot of what is in this miracle cure. And I'm sorry, President Trump. I know you said it's either way, but you respect the ones that do and you respect the ones that don't. And I can only apologize. My thought is I am in no way going to support some of this after what I found out. And again, did they change anything that you were involved in? Excuse me. Do we know that? Do you know that? I have so many questions I want to sit with this. I would love to sit with the president and talk about. I really, really would. It would shock me if my phone rang because it seems he can get to anybody he wants, which means he's around the right people, correct? He can make a call to anybody he wants to. He doesn't have to know where you are. All he does is tell somebody to get you on the phone, and it happens. Amazing, because he's done it. It's true. He's done it. So, what fell into all that about Fauci, the Hitler of the medications of the world, and pharma and Gates and so forth? It was through the State Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee. They were the ones that really pushed down on this hard to him. And I hope this sort of puts him in place, that they know that there's a fight coming for him, and he's going to be exposed. And when he is, that more is about to come. And that's where I feel where we're at. I truly feel that's where we're at. So, keep the backbone. Keep the backbone up there. Fight hard. Fight strong. Fight smart. Go after these people. Because this fuel shortage is just a taste of what they're going to throw in your face. I guarantee it. It's a taste to throw in your face. And I had to make sure I put that little comment in my writings. I really did. Anyway, my coffee's getting cold here. Excuse me. It's getting cold. But I do like waking up part better. It gives me a good part of the day after, more daylight. I can still get a day in, and that's kind of cool. So another thing that's happened in some states is they're passing laws on these hate crimes. And again, to me, it's a narrative of why? Why put something in place? I mean, okay, put it in place. It's fine, whatever, I don't see any of this. What I have seen was Black Lives Matter people intimidating Chinese. That's what I seen. I go nowhere on the streets, drive nowhere down the streets, and see anybody bothering anybody of any culture. But what I have seen is what people have been available to be able to put to Facebook and Twitter it and whatnot. And we are seeing that there are incredible problems out there, but it's not from whites. No, and I'm not dogging Keller here. I'm just stating a fact. It's out there. We get some people that are really weird, of another culture and another thought and another demeanor. And it's called the BLM, and they're push narrative on America. And in some ways, maybe Antifa. But Antifa is also standing up in some states now where they're saying, keep out. Then you have some Muslims now who are stepping up as the guardian angels who are saying, if the police go, we will patrol. And I guess they have a citizen's right there as long as they are citizens of the United States, because they're doing it for our good. I take my hats off to these people. We need to do that in all the cities. Back our police up. Let them know they're going to be backed up. And get rid of these Democrats in every office that you can. Because no matter what office they're coming into, if it comes from the top notch, everybody's hands get tied. It doesn't matter who wins the election. It doesn't matter who you voted for with all this bullshit we just lived through. I've said that since day one. Does not matter who you voted for. If you like this, you are a complete a-hole. And that's what you are. And I can't say it any other clean way. But that's the truth of it. That's what you would be. That's what you are. And that's what we will recognize. Wake up, America. Especially the ones on the left side. Because it's all about propaganda, narrative. And what are you going to gain from this? It's going to harm you more than do you good. Because this big plan, the bigger picture, because you already gave them what they wanted, they will dump you. And what they are doing is even affecting you. Right now, it feels good. Yeah, you might be getting a healthy unemployment check and some welfare and food stamps to be a lazy ass at home. Well, guess what? It's going to change. All right? So I hope you took every dollar and put it in the bank. I really, really do. I hope you didn't misspend that money, because the narrative will change when you suffer, especially if the PRO Act takes effect. 57 million self-contracting people are subject to not be allowed to work. It's a big deal. Find out all you can on it. It's a narrative. It's a pushback. And that will crush so much of America. It will crush it. We have to fight against these things. Excuse me. Fighting a little bit, being out in the grass, got some poison ivy. Yeah. Lawn cleanup, summertime, property, blah, blah. Anyway, my issue, not yours. But yeah, so back to these hate crimes. They're terrible. I don't approve of them. I don't. I think everybody should have the free will to live and feel safe wherever they are. If they're here, they were here by our government's doing. Hopefully, the good government's doing. And it all serves purpose that they're not plants from China and colleges and so forth and so on. And maybe that's why they want the colleges open again. China can't get no work done if their affiliates are here being educated, the ones that they will use later, that they give free educational programs to bring them to America because there's a use for them, just as in other countries in certain ways. All right, let's just say Trump's not the most polished, but he has been the one most resourceful and always came up with good results on everything he did. And the Biden first 100 days and more, and I challenge anybody to this shit, I really do. Are you aware, really? Are you that blind? Have you not seen yet what he's capable of and what has gone on? I don't care if it's narrative, bipartisanship. It doesn't matter, you know. I don't care if you're conservative. I don't care if you're a socialist. Wake up your mind. This is all going to kick you in your ass. It really is. You're going to be no better than any of us. And you put us here in many ways. Again, will they hear this? Probably not, because I really do talk to the positive, the right side, the MAGA, the red, the Trumpsters, you know. The real Americans of America. And that's the best way I can say it about who we are and where we are and what we are in. But, you know, we need to become again independent. We need to take immediate actions to do the best we can for all made in America products and walk away from all this BS and avoid China and more. They will fall if we can avoid them or if we don't buy from them because they rely on us for their money. If we shut off the money trail to China, even with these other people in charge, they will suffer from it because we are the biggest buyers. We are, you know, and we're supporting them when we go to Walmarts and these places. And I really urge people to look for made in America products. And the more you buy, the better pricing they'll be able to give us right out of America. And it will help push their narrative back, you know, it truly will. So we need to stay strong in that. And we need to stay smart in it. Follow what I'm saying, but use your own choice and your own mind to come to these determinations also. Please do the best you can that way. And I mean that in the most positive way that I can. Because there's just so much going on and we're fighting every day. We talk about the same things every day and it's getting old. Politics to me are about how do you fight the bad? How do you cure things, you know? And the best cure to me is if we really, and we need to make a big narrative change on China. We really do, because they are controlling the puppets with the masters of the puppets and all this stuff that's going on. And that is a fact. We need to stop them right at the borders. No longer buy any of what they're sending over here. We need to figure out new ways. Small businesses have closed. We have PPP now that's coming on, and they help people of more of color first. Same with unemployment. If you're of color, first. Not all is one and one for all anymore exist in America unless we together come as people and fight these issues and support what we need to support and lay a new foundation. Even without Trump, it's important that we do the grassroots program and stay strong there. Without a doubt, we need to do it. We have good countries by the handfuls who would love to do business with us that we could support, who do not play in this narrative. But again, you know, how do we get them here? We do need our government on the right to make these deals, to reach out to these other countries, to fight against everything the left does and have the right create a good model for the future of America. And we can do that. In the meantime, we buy and support America. We are in the best place we could ever be. All dollars lost affects somebody, somehow. You know, you have the second richest, as they say, country in the world. They got there because of us, and now we're even throwing free money around to everybody else that supports them. Tell me that's not gaining more strength. But, you know, that's what happens with stimulus. Now let's talk about July stimulus. More money, and probably more breadcrumbs for you. But it does look like this. Stimulus checks possible in July. probably less than half the payment or near half the payment of what you got last time. It'll probably be available to people who always get them first. And that's the way it looks. There'll be some new guidelines to it, but it looks like they're going to try to feed a little bit more breadcrumbs out there. Why? Because it's a broken system in the U.S. right now, and we are an embarrassment without a doubt, and there's nothing good about what they're doing or good about the whole plan. Again, it's a narrative push of what they want you to believe that they need and what you should believe that you need with them. They want you to be a part of it, and that's why you get a breadcrumb. It's like, hey, if I cash this check, I agreed to all this. And that is the truth. It's almost like an affidavit. I agreed to it. Okay, I'll sign the check. I'll take the money. Yeah, well, how you starting to feel with that comment I just made? I don't know, but that's where I see it. This is not the time we need to in America for this. You know, it's too much. It's too large. We are broke, beyond broke. Okay? And it was broke before Trump got in. Trump was the first one to enlighten the world of most of the issues and started to repair this. And that's why I told you, push back on China and all these other narratives. It's time to make America great the best way we can with our grassroots program. And it is important that we do it. But this is not the time to keep cutting false cash that does no longer exist. It's a fantasy number that they punch in. It makes their networking work. But the truth of the fact, there is no such thing as valid cash anymore. It's a false representation of America. It's paper, microchips, microcards. That is the future. We are basically in the midst, halfway through, of the middle of it all, of extinguishing what really truly doesn't even exist anymore. And it doesn't. So you're going to have more jobless with the PRO Act. If that happens, you already have more jobless just under all the doings of the left side and the Biden and Harris administration narratives that they are being fed to push upon us. They want less to work. They want more get out of jail cards for special people. They want more for the useless of America. The government lies, the abuse of power, the narrative, the distractions for their distractions and directions. I could say more, but remember this: higher prices, higher taxes, less in your pocket. Do you still approve? Because it will even get higher. The more they take, the more it'll affect you. It'll affect your family. Your children will be paying for years. This is not a future of the country that we need to share in. It's just not. These will affect everyone. This will affect everyone. Everyone. It doesn't matter who you voted for. It's going to come back. It's going to kick you in your... Without a doubt, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Anyway, this would have went longer today. I think I got out some more valid information for you in some ways, and I hope you enjoyed the segment, Waking Up with Mike. I enjoy waking up with you. I really do. Special thanks to all the warriors at the 10 who follow. Appreciate you so much. Running into the issue that I had 10 minutes into the segment, they're either having serious problems or everyone is, because I'm even seeing a lot of bleeps through all the people of value on Facebook who we follow. Candace Owens last night, I was watching her just for a little bit. They kept flashing her on and on. So to me, it's a narrative. They're sending out these... whatever that basically stalls your computer, you know. They're following us, they're watching us without a doubt. So I'm going to, just say this to you. Stay healthy, as I always preach. Wendy, again, my best to you. Come join us, We'll get your voice heard. We're not asking you to, just bring your voice, bring your thoughts, bring your knowledge. We know you're a warrior, and we'll help you any way we can. So if anybody can share this to her, I want you to know that I've always been on base with you. I am a major supporter, and I'm not asking you to pay for a payback to that. I'm asking you to not forget the public. You have a mission. You've been strong in your voice, and I support you, and they support you. Stay strong. Stay strong, lady. You're good. You're good at what you do. You're very knowledgeable, much more knowledgeable than me, without a doubt. I get intel a different way, and you speak the true Democrat the democratics of the world, you know. So yeah, if I can do something, please, be open-minded to that. Also, anybody else that would like to get involved, and if we can do anything to help you, or make comments, like and share, follow YouTube uploads. I really wanted to go live with this. I don't know where that's going to go. I really think we're under a major, major attack right now in different ways. I expected it to come. I called for it. I really did, in a lot of ways. There's people that will agree with me who have followed me since the beginning of this new narrative mission that I had taken on. But, do this. Keep your faith. Keep prayers. Christians keep throwing them at us. Throw them to the world, We're in a bad place, and it's going to get worse. This is not the beginning of what's to come by any means. And there's still much of a fight. There's a lot of cures happening. And all this plays a part as to why we are going to face these issues. Let's just hope that this gets corrected really quick. Let's hope that we have good people with good backbone that can cure these things that are going on right now, as far as what is going on in the world. And that will be real important that we, can make progress with that. And I truly believe that. We need to keep making progress, keep moving forth. So with that said, I am Michael Anthony from 10 O'Clock Talks. This is our new segment for the summer, Waking Up with Michael and You. Because why? You are so ever so important. You really, really are. I mean, understand that. That is how I value you. And let's stay strong together. We'll get around these issues, whatever the glitches are. Maybe it's just a glitch. It could be the transferring of whatever up there. I don't know. There's a big picture of I don't knows here. There truly are. But we know there is progress being made. So let's just stay strong. Again, thank you so much. Enjoy what segments of the show. And you're rock stars. Remember that. Don't judge me. I won't judge you. Friday night's going to be big.